Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is quoted to USDC on the Zondacrypto exchange, and we are looking at the daily time frame chart with Japanese candlesticks. The first thing we should do when looking on the Bitcoin is to zoom out. And the reason why we zoom out is because when we zoom out, we can see the perspective of this recent movement to the downside. We are going to measure it in a minute. Let me just zoom out as long as it is possible to show you guys that this is very substantial movement to the downside. First thing is that if we apply price range tool from the all-time high to the recent low, you can clearly see this is minus 35%. This is substantial movement to the downside, substantial correction, or even the beginning of the new downswing, let's say. Not the downtrend, but downswing. Why? Most likely, minus 35% in the market Anno Domini 2025 is something different than market in 2015, 2017, 2022. We got ETFs for now. We got massive institutional investment into this asset, and you cannot compare this decline to the previous ones because we got different market conditions. They were different in 2017, they were different in 2015, they are different right now. And even if you take into account that maybe previously we got like 80% correction, maybe even 50% correction, maybe 90% correction in the past, and the Bitcoin survived, fine. However, this is something different. This market conditions is something different. Correction is the same, minus 35%, that's it. But the market conditions are completely different, and I'm talking about just the market conditions related to the Bitcoin. So that's kind of worrying right now. But from the technical point of view, as long as we stay above this level here, right, and this is the yearly low, 2025 low, all right, 70, how much is it, 75,000, let's say. As long as we stay above the $75,000 USDC, the outlook still remains more bullish than bearish, and there are still chances that this movement to the upside will be continued sooner or later, right? So this is our range apparently. Let me just place my lines on the chart. There you go. This is our range. 35% from the top is done. But if we take into the account this low and this swing high and that correction, we will trace to the downside, I don't know, 90%, I guess, something like this. 90% of this movement is done. So on the higher time frames, we can see, for example, on the yearly time frame, it looks like a big red candle down right now, and with a big wick to the upside, right? So that's what I mean. And then the body will be done when this low is breached. So that's the general point of view, general outlook for the Bitcoin to the end of the year. Obviously, macro factors matters as well, Fed, ETF situation, and so on and so on. Now, let's dig deeper into the chart. The first thing is that used to be a nice support, very vicious breakout, consolidation, breakout to the upside, consolidation, breakout to the upside, bigger correction, movement to the upside, and so on and so on. So this is very nice, important level, violated and tested these days, right? So we are going to mark this as a temporary technical support. I guess it's temporary, but I'm just guessing it. Please notice I'm just guessing it. It is temporary, and it looks like the market wants to move lower. Now, if we apply RSI indicator, we hit extremely oversold conditions. fine. We went from the extremely overbought, look at this, to the extremely oversold. Nice, fine. Now the market is trying to bounce back up, trying to gain the momentum. And what is very interesting here, let me just zoom in a little bit more, or maybe I will take this. Okay, so the recent bounce or pullback to the upside, if we apply our tool, is already 11%. So that movement here from 24 to 33, almost 34, so that's almost exactly this is 9 points, 11%, right? So that's just a little bump to the upside, and it's 11% on the Bitcoin already, right? From 80,000 now it's 88, or even 89,000, almost 90,000, right? Very nice bounce. That's what I mean. 11% in, let's say, 1, 2, 3 days, so 4 days. Very nice situation here. However, we hit the technical resistance, and it looks like the market is planning to stay there because bears are still in charge of the market. 9 points movement to the upside. If we apply trend line yet again, but this time to the RSI, you can see something like this. We can apply it here, but I always consider the newest data as a much more appropriate for this kind of a trend line placing, which is why I'm going to attach the trend line here. And you can see the momentum stays below the trend line. Any breakout above the trend line might be considered as a first indication of a possible bigger movement to the upside. Well, the levels will be determined later on. Nevertheless, it doesn't actually look bad for the bears, even despite the fact that we move 11% already, right? So minus 35 down, plus 11 in just a few days. But this bounce you see here, this pullback basically you see here, is only a technical pullback from the extremely oversold conditions, right? And now not much is going on here, because if this bar will be red, we have the first information from the market saying that's it, the bounce was 11% and you are most likely capped for this cycle. You need to figure it out, something else. That's what the market might tell us, especially bears, right? So please keep an eye on the levels, and this one as well, technical resistance. Keep an eye on the trend line, on the momentum, and on the momentum behavior. We are far away from the all-time high. We are way below the $100,000 even, and that very steep movement to the upside still looks bearish. And last thing we are going to apply to our market is our chart is that price range tool, so above the correction. So last correction 1168, maybe 1170 even, it doesn't matter right now. And this one is almost equal, right? There you go, it's almost equal collections. So as long as we stay, that's even a little bit, there you go, 1194, almost 12% basically. So that's 11.05. As long as we won't retrace more than 12%, this correction is a part of a downside movement. Let's apply one more measurement to this one. For example, it was roughly, I guess, roughly 10%. There you go, 966. So 12, almost 10, 11, right? So plus minus 1-2%, these corrections are equal. So we need at least 12% movement to the upside to get the overbalance, and the pullback might extend higher. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.